I did. I turned it on.
Woo!
You're welcome, Greer.
We're making moves today now.
All right. Today we're talking about take-home pay.
Who's good? No, it's just a student.
Okay, so we had talked about gross pay, net pay. Today we're talking about take-home pay, which isn't that much different from net pay. So the first thing we're going to look at is take-home pay as a percentage of gross pay. What's the rule of thumb to find a percentage? You always divide what by what?
That's the smallest number.
Yes, divide the smaller number by the larger number and you will always get a percent, okay? Rule of thumb, percent equals smaller number divided by larger number. We'll be doing percentages throughout the entire year, and that's your rule of thumb, smaller by larger. Okay, so they're going to give us what the gross pay is and then all of the deductions to find out take-home pay. So then, is take-home pay going to be smaller or larger than gross pay?
Smaller.
Smaller, good. So we're going to take, I guess this is technically a formula. So take-home percentage equals take-home pay divided by gross pay. And to find take-home pay, you have to subtract all of the deductions that we have. What kind of deductions have we talked about that get taken out of your paycheck? Taxes. Taxes, right? FICA taxes, federal taxes, state taxes, and then also health insurance, retirement. Sometimes people have to pay for parking at their job. That would be an expense. So any of their expenses, things that get taken out before they actually get to their paycheck to the take-home pay. So let's look at A. Ross earns $500 per week. What would the $500 per week be? Gross pay. Good. So we already know gross pay here. $500 per week. Each week, $38 is deducted for federal income tax. $38.25 for FICA. $30 for state taxes. And $84 for health insurance. And union dues of $250. So, how much is my take-home pay?
$370 $370.25.
370?
7.
Just 7.
Yeah, just 7.
307.
25.
25.
The numbers that keep going.
Huh?
I have the next one too.
How much is the percent?
61%.
61%.
Wait, so how do you get the 307?
This number right, this equation right here.
You subtract all of them?
Yep, these are all deductions that were given to us in the problem. Okay, that's pretty typical. I'd say 60 to maybe 70% is take-home pay. The rest is taken out. Maybe. Depends on how much you make, really. Okay? Ouch, huh?
Yeah. That's 40% of your pay gone.
That's tough.
Right off the top. Mm-hmm.
Might just be like that.
All right, let's just do B so we make sure we know how to do it. Lisa earns $15 per hour and she works 40 hours per week. So how do we calculate gross pay?
15 times 40.
Good.
600.
Okay, 600 is my gross pay. And the deductions from her weekly paycheck are as follows. $76 in federal income tax, $45.90 in FICA. Well, I guess that's it. A little bit easier. So what is my take home?
$478.10.
Okay. So what is my percentage of take home?
80.
80?
Yep.
All right, I guess this person doesn't have to pay state tax. Must live in, I feel like Hawaii doesn't have a state tax. There's a few states that don't have a state income tax at all.
You don't have
Those
avoid
states.
taxes, you're just a elite person.
Or you just go live in a canyon like Mason's going to. Yeah, so avoid all taxes.
Avoid make his own state. Commit tax evasion.
Everyone always says that. That's just not how it works.
Yeah,
All right,
Mr. Short is
So
like,
let's talk about
"Oh,
getting a
God."
raise.
Just don't.
Whoops.
Okay.
Getting a raise.
They throw them in jail, they still don't have to pay the taxes.
So if you get a raise, your gross pay increases, but what else increases too?
Taxes.
All your taxes. The more money you make, the more taxes you pay. So just because you're getting, a $50 a week raise, that doesn't mean that's what you're going to take home more. You still have to pay taxes on that $50.
All right, everyone outside, 500 reals.
No. Core. It's this box out here.
Hit it.
This is me.
It does this a couple times.
That would be
That's
funny
crazy, bro.
if you were doing the notes and stuff, then they could hear the sound and then like a fire drill.
Oh yeah, and we go outside.
Yeah.
There's like a 15-minute pause in the video.
Wow.
I'd probably stop it, do part 1, part 2. It's
It's
okay.
getting hot.
All right.
I know.
Cord.
So, look at page 65. This is all the information we have to figure out.
Whoa.
Whoa,
It's a lot of info.
Yes.
that's a lot.
So, let's go through each of these and where they're going to come from. Where are the gross wages going to come from?
Your employer,
Well, in the book, sorry, as we're doing the problems.
probably the
How
problem.
much money?
The problem, okay? The problem's going to tell us gross wages. Where is federal income tax going to come from?
The table.
The table.
Table.
The table,
Shoot.
okay?
Which table? Yeah.
Let's just go through here. So,
We
gross.
take out a lot of tables.
And so I can keep this up for you guys. So gross wages are going to come from the problem. Federal income tax is going to come, let's see, she's single. It's going to come from page,
We're gonna look back at
page 41 and 42.
You're not blows.
Kinda do.
This is the last unit of the chapter, so it's combining it all together. Page
have a
41
question?
and 42, yes, on Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
Okay, what about FICA? Where does that come from?
Percent.
It's a percent. What are the two FICA taxes together?
77.
7 point,
7.45.
nope, 7.65.
Yeah, there you go.
And those are what two taxes?
Social Security and Medicare.
Social Security and Medicare, good. State income tax has to be given to you in the problem. It has to be. Because the only table we have is for the whole year. They don't make it quite that complicated. Okay, so state tax, if taken, will be in the problem. And then there might be some extra ones in there.
Oh.
Of course.
Of course, right?
Nah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. All right, let's practice with C. So the best way to do this is to line it up in two columns, okay? So we're going to line it up in two columns as current and then with the raise. Okay, so currently Alejandra makes $500 per week. Her raise is 4%. So if we take $500
Get $1
times 1.04, that will give us her new gross.
1.0.
Why do we do 1.04?
Because it's the pay times.
It's the pay plus the raise. If you do 500 times 0.04, you're gonna get like $20. Then you'd have to add it back in. So you're more than welcome to do that. It's just a little bit easier to do it this way if you have like a weird number.
Okay.
So what if
That
it's
makes
like, how do you do it like with a different percent? Can you give us an example?
Sure. So if it was a 3% raise, it would be 1.03.
What if it's like, will it ever be more than 10%?
No, I don't think so. Like the next one is 8%, so that would be 1.08.
Okay.
Would it be 1 point, so if it was 40%, 1.4?
Mhm. Exactly. Doing the one just adds the 500 back in.
Okay.
It's just a shorthand, but you don't have to do it that way. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. So what's her gross pay after the raise?
520.
520.
520. Okay. All right. So the next thing we need to do is federal tax.
Oh, geez.
Let's just read the problem. Hold on. Federal. She claims 0 withholding and she's single. Okay. So single is on page 41.
I'm kidding.
That's a lot of
So first we have to do before the raise. So everyone go to page 41.
41.
Everyone go to 41.
Single and 0
No, I
withholding?
know, but
Single and 0 withholdings on page 41.
$61.
She makes $500. 61.
Yep.
Okay.
then 520,
So then after the raise, she makes $520.
$62.
64.
64.
$64.
Wait, what? Wait, why is it that?
You take the higher number. So I know that 620 or 520 and 500 fall.
If it's more
So you do 520 on the table?
Yeah.
You go to 520 on the table?
The
Okay, I get it.
What?
Because it goes between 510. Oh, so you'd have to go 520.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
In the book and in the quiz, I don't do that to you. I would do like 522 or something like that, so you know exactly where it goes.
$64.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So next we have FICA.
500.
So we do 500 times 7.65%.
$38.25.
What is it? 765?
0.0765.
38.
And then 520, it should be like $40.
$39.78.
You darn right.
I think I know.
Yeah, Kyle.
Don't be rude to Kyle like that. Kyle.
Okay.
State income.
And then it says there's a 3% state tax.
$15.
So 0.03. 15 currently.
15.60.
Okay.
So then we have to subtract all those numbers from the top one.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
That's a lot of effort.
It is. Ethan's kind
It's
of
a lot
it
of
is.
pushing the button.
Ethan would mark like this kind of work.
First one is $385.75.
No way.
Yes.
85
it is.
cents.
That's right. I
Yep.
concur.
Okay. And after her raise,
Except for Haley.
It's 462. Yeah, that's what I
even.
got. Or 462 cents.
Oh, okay. 462 cents.
That's what I got too.
All right.
Woo, yeah, Kyle.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then you're taking 40.
I understand it.
W.
So wait, what's
And the
the
increase
question?
in net income is
How much will her net
$14.77.
pay increase? How much?
$14.77.
So then we have to subtract the,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you subtract the numbers.
Sorry.
$14.
Sorry, Kevin. Bless you.
Wait,
Peas on board.
what happened to it?
If you keep your gross
What?
this time,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
Which gotta be quicker than that.
There
My
we
bad,
go.
my bad. I didn't realize I'd gone up.
I'm like, whoa.
Okay, people make a huge mistake when they solve these problems because they try to just, I don't know, they like just write down random numbers in different spots on the quiz and then they don't come up with the right answer and then I can't really give you partial credit because I don't know that you knew how to do it. So label it as you go and it's very easy to solve. If you like, I don't know, sometimes people will like solve federal tax and they'll put it over here and then they'll solve FICA and they'll put it over here. They just write it down as they go, but write it in sequential order and you'll always get the right answer, okay? Label it, stay really organized on this one. This is one where you definitely want to show your work to get the most amount of credit. Because if you get this end answer wrong and you've got nothing else here, you just miss all the points. And this one's worth the most points on the quiz.
Shoot.
okay?
So,
Because
for
it
the
combines
first one,
everything together.
Can you double check the answer? Because I got different, I just got 75, but I didn't get 85.
Oh,
I don't know if I messed up or,
375?
yeah.
We all
No,
got
I
385?
got 385 and 75 cents.
Oh, and
I just don't.
I might have written it down wrong. Was it 75 cents?
It was
They
75.
got.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
yeah, it is.
75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So
it
then it
wasn't
brings
just
it to
equal.
80 something.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be 87 cents instead of 77 cents.
I was right.
There we go.
Very cool.
You're stuck.
I got it wrong.
This problem is worth the most on the quiz because it combines everything we've done. So if you can solve this problem, I know you can solve every single other one. So
No one's-
really focus on this one on the quiz because then I know you know how to use the tables, you know how to calculate FICA. This is the most real life problem we'll do too because this is what happens to your paycheck every single pay period. Yes.
Does that mean you're gonna have like a table on the quiz?
Yes. So on the quiz you will get the tax tables. They'll be separate from the quiz so you can see them next to each other. Okay. Good question. All right. Last little bit here makes things just a teeny bit more confusing, but not too bad, I promise. That is pre-tax deductions. Okay, so some employers offer employees the opportunity to participate in a Section 125 plan. Section 125 plans are nicknamed cafeteria plans because they offer a wide variety of options for employees to choose. In a cafeteria plan, the employee directs the employer to deduct a certain amount of money from wages before taxes. This money is put into an account that is used for qualified expenses such as health or life insurance premiums, childcare, or healthcare expenses. By taking the cafeteria plan, it reduces the amount of wages subject to taxes, therefore reducing the amount of taxes paid. So, back in lesson 2-1 or 2, we talked about how we want our taxable income as low as possible, right? The lower our taxable income is, the less taxes we pay. So, one way that we can get that number lower is by pre-tax deductions, such as healthcare and insurance premiums, okay? So look at page 66. So it is very, very, very similar to this right here. You know, this equation that we did right here, except for that cafeteria plans fall before any taxes are taken out. Okay, so therefore, all of these would be reduced because the taxable income would be lower. So let's practice this. Let's look at E. Okay, so Tanya is a married taxpayer who pays or who claims 2 withholding allowances. She earns $600 per week. What is that amount? That is the, gross pay. Okay, $600 per week and pays $150 per week in childcare expenses. How much will she save in federal income and FICA taxes if her healthcare expenses are deducted before taxes? So, similar to the raise, we're going to calculate it twice. Okay, we're going to calculate it normal and then pre-tax if she got it taken out pre-tax. Okay, so normal is going to be the 600, pre-tax is going to be the 600 minus her qualified expenses of how much? 150. Okay, so we're looking at 600 gross as opposed to 450, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's just keep going down the line. So we have federal tax. That's going to come from the table. She's married and has 2 withholdings, so that's going to be on page 42.
$33.
Whoa.
Oh, you did calm down. didn't you?
Hold on.
Married and has 2 kids?
Yes, first let's look at $600. So we take that larger amount,
33.
Yeah.
33. Okay, and then we're going to go to 450, 17. So how much will she save in federal income tax?
Mine will work.
Yeah. quite a bit. $16, and that's per week. Okay, it adds up. For sure.
16 times 52. $832 a year.
Almost $1,000 per year. Pretty good savings. Okay. All right. So then we have FICA, which is the 0.0765. If she makes $600, how much is her FICA tax?
$45.90.
Okay, and if she makes $450,
$34.43.
okay. All right, and then it doesn't sound like she has any state tax. So what they're looking for is how much she's saving. So this is what, $9, $8, $45.90, and $34.43.
$11.47.
Okay, so ultimately, she is saving $27.47. Okay, so not that much different from what we already did, except for we're just comparing pre-tax and normal gross pay. Most adults don't understand this concept. Like, they offer these things all the time, the pre-tax deductions, and people don't normally take them. But they do save you a lot of money over the course of a couple of years, if you think about it.
Yeah, that,
Take my money.
and $1,428 per year.
That's pretty good. Over $1,000
Oh,
just
well,
in your
so good.
pocket, because the government didn't take it in taxes.
That's a W.
Okay? Okay, I'm gonna leave all this up here.